So, let's talk about a new device. So the other day I did a review on the iStick 30W, this wonderful device here. But I've got the Eleaf iStick 50W with the Joyetech Delta 2 tank. So I'm going to kind of do a joint combination kind of a review. In a couple of videos from now I'll be kind of breaking down both of these devices, as well as doing a review on the Aspire Nautilus that I have on my 30W. But let me tell you, for my very first sub-ohm tank, this tank is freaking amazing. The device, amazing. I really like Eleaf's products. It's a very inexpensive variable voltage, variable wattage mod. I mean, it's just for the vape, for the money. You can't beat these devices. It beats going into like the high box mods. I've never used a mechanical mod, but with this mod and this tank, I don't even see why you would need a mechanical mod unless for looks, basically. But so anyway, the Eleaf has really stepped up their game. Comparing this to the 30W, I mean, as you can tell, the 50W is definitely much bigger by a lot, and but it still fits in the hand very well. So it's a really good. Oh, here we go. It's a really good, pocket kind of mod. Let me tell you what I really like on the 30W. As you can see, the charging port is on the bottom, which makes it very difficult to charge it and still vape on it. It is pass through, so you can do it, but you can't sit it down. And I really like to sit it down. I don't like my tanks to be laying down, while it's on the tank. Well, with the 50W, they did change the charging port. It's right here on the back, right there. See? So that's really cool. They also moved the LED display and put it on the side or on the front, back, whatever you want to call it, of the device. They also moved your triangle buttons to change the voltage and wattage up to the front as well. Now the firing button they made bigger, and they left it on the side compared to this, where it's still on the side but very small. I know my lighting in here sucks. Eventually I'll make that better, but that's the button. So compared to it, very much bigger. Now let's talk about the Joyetech Delta 2 tank for a minute. Very cool tank. I'm not going to break it apart only because I've got juice in it. I'll do that when I actually do a single review just clearly about the tank only, which will be when I get ready to refill it, when I've used up the juice that's in it. But let me tell you where I made a mistake. This is the coil in this tank, or for this device. And let me see if I can do this. Well, anyway, that's the coil. Pretty big coil, right? And I know my lighting is so poor in here. I'm using a little lamp. I need to put some actual light bulbs in my overhead light here, but I'm trying to shine a flashlight so that you can really see inside this coil. Anyway, that's what's in there. Basically, it's Japanese organic cotton, I believe, is what they put in here for the wicking, and it's got a vertical coil that goes around the whole inside of this this deck here. Now, what's really cool is right here is adjustable juice flow, and I know you can't see the holes. Well, you can right there a little bit, right where I'm pointing. That's an air basically where you can adjust it by turning this, and it adjusts it so you can have it wide open or a little bit. So depending on what your VG/PG rating is of your juice, you can adjust the flow so that it'll keep up with your the higher watt devices. And this, can vape at 50W. Well, the coil says 20 to 45 watts, and it is a 0.5 ohm coil, so it's coil, so it is a sub ohm. So if your device will not push this, don't buy it. The iLeaf or the iStick 30W is more than enough to do it. you can definitely use it. I definitely recommend, if you like hot, more warm vape, use it on a 50-watt device. Um, and I'm going to show you what a vape's like here in a minute. But I mean, it's a very, very cool device. It also has adjustable airflow, which I have my airflow halfway open. I also have the juice flow halfway open, with an 80-20 mix, and it's nice. The drip tip is pretty nice. I mean, it's got a definite opening on it. And when I can get some better light in here, I'll show you the actual tank when I get better lighting, and show you what it can really do and what the insides and outs of it is. But let me tell you where I really messed up. Now, this being my first sub-ohm tank, I know how to kind of prime the coil with my other one like I do on my Nautilus. I primed this really good before I use it. Well, what I didn't know is when I made a mistake, and I guess, call it a rookie mistake. What I didn't do was when I put this in, I primed the coil. I instead of like for this coil, I put like 3 drops of juice down in the coil to soak up into the wick. Well, what I did with this is I kept dropping drops of juice in there until all of the cotton was covered with the juice, until it wouldn't soak up anymore. I could see it kind of beating. Then I filled up the tank, closed off the air hole after the tank was put back together, and then stuck it on the battery, and I let it sit for like 4 hours so that it would soak up juice, and to make sure that wick was just full, had as much juice as it could hold. Really letting it get the juice in there. And then I took some primer puffs off of it, not pulling any kind of battery powder, just sucking until I could, taste some of the juice in my mouth, just to, dry air flavor. And then I started vaping at 12 watts. Very low wattage for about 10 hits, 10 to 12 hits. And then I moved it up to 19 for like 5, and then I moved to 25, which is where I've got it at now, is at 25 watts. And I really like it there. It's the low end of what the coil is rated for, and to me, that's a perfect vape, for me anyway. But with this coil here, and I just got this tank yesterday, so this was still a brand new coil. I started this off at 25 watts after priming it. I put juice down in there, let it sit for like 15 minutes, put it in, put it right at 25 watts and started vaping. The first couple of hits were really good, very flavorful, very, 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 very good production. But then I started getting bad burnt dry hits. And after messing with it, changing the flow on the atomizer to try to adjust the juice, even cleaned out the burnt parts of the cotton from the atomizer, and it just didn't help. It just kept getting. It was okay. I'd get some good hits, and then it'd go right back to being nasty. So whatever you do, if you buy this tank and you don't know how to work a sub-ohm tank or how to prime it, if you go through the steps that I just told you, 15 minutes at least, but make sure, after you've let it sit for 15 minutes or longer, you take some primer puffs on it and vape it around, 10 to 12 watts to start with for about 10 to 12, 15 hits, and then, slowly move it up to where you normally like it so that you don't burn that coil, because I'm telling you, it's nasty. And the Delta 2, from all the reviews and stuff that I've heard and read, never gives you a dry hit if you do that. And on this coil that I've just replaced it with, I've been hitting it pretty good, and I haven't had a dry hit yet. Every time I hit it, perfect flavor. So it is an amazing, 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 amazing tank. So it's at 25 watts, and I'm going to go ahead and take a hit off of it and kind of show you how it vapes, and let you see how it goes at 25. And I'll move it up. I've never really vaped this at higher than that. We'll try it out. We'll see what it goes. So let's see what she's got. Yeah, got raspberry lemonade in there. Great, great flavor. And man, I should have moved to a sub-ohm tank a long time ago. So as you can tell, at 25 watts, it's got really good vape production. Oh, it's locked. Yeah, by the way, if you don't know, on these Eleaf devices, if you press both of these buttons together, the triangles, it will lock it so that if it's in your pocket, now it's unlocked. If it's in your pocket, you can't adjust the wattage. Like it won't change on you. So if you know you've got a setting that you really like 25 watts, you can set it, lock it, and it won't move if it's in your pocket. Now the firing button, there's no hope for that. It's just, you know, if you hit it, it's going to go. Now, one thing you can do, and I didn't explain this, if you don't know anything about it, let me tell you, and I don't even think I did it when I did the review of the 30 watts, so I may redo that one. But if you hit the fire button 3 times, it will change it from wattage to voltage, like it is now. Now, you see it's reading, well, maybe my camera will adjust, but it's reading 3.8 volts. And it also will tell you 30 watts in small lettering, and of course it tells you 0.5 ohms is what it's reading. And then if you hit it 3 times again, 1, 2, 3, it'll go back to the wattage. I prefer to leave it on wattage. I think it's better. But I'm gonna take it up. We just hit it 25 watts. So I'm gonna take it to 35 watts. We'll try it at 35. You know, the higher you go up in wattage, it's just gonna give you a warmer vape. So let's see. This is going to be my first time hitting this with a coil, with this new coil here actually working and not giving me a dry hit. So let's see. I might like it at 35. Let's find out. Yeah, that was actually really good. Wow, almost got me too. So it's warmer, a little warmer than what I'm used to. Highest I've ever hit. But that was really nice. I mean, very good vape production, I think. And still full of flavor. I mean, at 35 watts, with it being as warm as it was, very good flavor. I could still taste the raspberry lemonade, no problems whatsoever. So let's try it again and see if we get the same result, shall we? I like it. Also, on these devices, it gives you the puff counter too. So that was a 4-second puff. So yeah, I like it. I think I leave it at 25 watts though. Well, let's go to 30. Let me just see what 30 is like. I don't really want to go higher than 35. I just don't like the warmness of it. That's a little harsh for me. Maybe later I might like it once I get used to the tank. But let's try that 30. Might be where I want to leave it at. Very good hit. A lot of production. I can't really compare it to any of the other sub-ohm tanks. I don't have any of those. After seeing some reviews, you know, this is supposed to be the Atlantis killer. I have vaped off the Atlantis, and comparing my experience from that to this, I like this one better. I think the production is better. I'm eventually going to get the Aspire Atlantis so that I can do a comparison of both of these tanks, and you know, and do it at 30 watts only because I have this device which will do 30 watts. That way I can kind of put them on both and, you know, vape them back to back and kind of let you see the vape production and how they go and tell you what I think the flavor is. But comparing this to what I did experience with the one time that I vaped off of one, the flavor's better. I think the production is better. I like the fact that it's got the adjustable juice flow, so you can really control it. Like if you know you're running a higher VG PG mix, you can open up the juice flow wide open, so it can let the juice flow through faster as you're burning it at higher wattages. And if you're at a low watt, then you can kind of close it off, so you're not burning up your juices fast. Now it does have a 4mm tank. and it's a 22 millimeter in diameter, and you can kind of tell. I mean, it fits very nice on this device. Very nice on this device. So, you know, looking at it, I mean, I think that's really great. You know, nice, compact, very affordable mod. So, you know, you don't have to go spend $130 for, you know, the big mods. And, you know, the 100-watt devices, I know a lot of people like them. I don't really see where you need that big of a battery. You know, this has got a 4400 mAh battery. So, I mean, it's got a big battery. It'll last you for a while for sure. I mean, if you're running at the high watts, of course, you're going to burn it up faster. But, I mean, for a 4400 milliamp per hour battery, you can't beat it. And this only, at my local B&M brick and mortar shop, it only, I think I paid like right around $60 for it. You can probably get it online cheaper, like at eCity or some of those places like that. But I mean, for the price, you can't beat it. I mean, it's just really a good device. So, yeah. Now, if you have anything that you would like to have done, reviewed, or checked out, I'm not as experienced with some of this stuff as some of the other reviewers or people that you know, do these reviews. I'm kind of just getting started in doing this. Um, Let me know. You know, I'll try to pick it up or get my hands on it so I can go over it. If you have questions, if I can't answer it, I'm sure there's people out there that can, or I can get you in touch with people that can for sure, or I'll find out and answer it for you. So yeah, that's that. This was the Eleaf iStick 50W with the Joyetech Delta 2 sub-ohm tank. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, click the like button and subscribe to my videos, and let me know what you want. Now, I'm going to put a link in the description for CASAD.org. If you're passionate about vaping like I am and you want to make sure that you can keep your right, check it out. Click the link, go sign up for it, and fight for your right to vape. Thanks for looking in. And peace.